All right, guys, I'm here to talk to you today about this pressurized airbox system that I run on my bike. Well, I've run it off and on for 15 years. It's just, the basic airbox is from AirTech, and it's designed to run with your CV carburetors with a really good jet kit, maybe a Factory Pro or a Yosh MJN jet kit for your CV carbs, or the Mikuni TMRs. It's not really set up for the FCR carbs because the FCRs are so tall, and they have that mechanical fuel pump on the bottom. And we'll talk about what I had to do to this airbox to make it work. Currently, I do not run the complete airbox system. I'm running something else, and I'll talk about that in another piece of the video. So from here, we'll start with the top. The top came with two snorkels coming off the top, and then the gas tank couldn't fit fully flush without some modifications. And I just wanted something simpler to run tubes on the side. If you saw pictures of my bike, or I'll try and post it up somewhere, but you see how I run my tubes now. So the snorkels did come off the top here, and AirTech makes a couple different systems that you could do this with. What I ended up doing was taking, making my own top piece. So here would be where the cables come out, and I've run a single hole and dual holes for my fuel hoses. So as you can tell, as we're going forward, you know this is not going to be a true pressurized air system. You know, as people want to be all techie about it. Does it help? Does it work? I think it does. You might want to debate that or whatever, but I think it does work. Lots of teams used them back in the day. But you're going to have some kind of gap. You're going to have some kind of air leak. I mean, even with the stuff that you can buy to stuff it and make it tight, AirTech and McMaster sell stuff to where it's like heat and fire resistant, that you stuff in your openings around the fuel hoses and around your cables. So that was the top piece that I made for myself. And you see that blue tape, that was just painter's tape to hold it together when I talk. And then on the side here, I made my own snorkels. This was flat. And then I just took some PVC, put a big hole in it, and that's how I was able to run my snorkel off the side, running my air system. And here's the other side here. So this would be your brake side. And you see how it would just sit on top, helping to close it all in. All right. Let's talk about the mods I had to do on this airbox. Now, if you see right here, so this would be cylinder number 2, and that's where my mechanical fuel pump is on these 39 FCR carbs. I had to put a hole there, and because your mechanical fuel pump sits behind the alternator, and that little space is where it sits down in there. And what I did is I cut a hole, then I laid some fiberglass to form fit it. So it makes for a very, I just wanted to do it. So I just, you know, my dream bike and all. But anyhow, here we go. Drilled a hole, laid fiberglass so the mechanical fuel pump can sit in there. It's a pain to get in, let me tell you. If you're at the track and you're having to change jets or have carb issues or flooding and you're in and out the carbs, you're gonna get frustrated. So that's why I pretty much have done away with using this system altogether. And I've gone to what you see now is just the snorkels and the top. And you'll see here in a second, the Simon Francis heat shield. And then I have a backing plate where I put all my electrics. So it kind of closes it in. There's air gaps, of course. Yeah. I know you guys in the comments, or either someone gets on my IMs or something. I get it, I know. Like I said, I'm just a YouTube mechanic, just a guy having fun with his bike. All right, so that's the information. So you can actually buy some snorkel system from AirTech, but it's not really made for the water-cooled frame. It's made for the water-cooled frame. Or you could probably make your own if there's someone who's real tech savvy with the fiberglass or forming plastic. I wish I was, because I would just go to making my own. If I knew somebody locally, I'd start making a kit and sell it to everybody. All right, so I'm gonna cut away or go to the next piece and show you on the bike. All right, so here's the heat shield from Simon Francis laid in there. And then there's the aluminum backing plate that I had put in to hold all the electrics. At some point, I'll try and get in there and clean that wiring up and shorten it. And now I'm going to put the snorkels on and everything else so you'll see what it looks like. All right, there we go. So I'm just using industrial Velcro to hold it in there. And yes, it stays, because you gotta remember that there's a hose coming here that's connected all the way up to there, and it's all getting held in place. Never had a problem. I hope that answered some questions for some of you guys out there. And if you're already looking for an airbox, or you're trying to save a bike that doesn't have an airbox, and you're going to go to a stage 2 or stage 3 jet kit system, and you want to do something to put side covers, you can't find the frame side covers that usually went there with the airbox, you can have someone make up you some snorkels that'll fit in there. I'm sure there's guys out there that can do it. Or you can get the system that AirTech has, and then you can just you can Velcro it in there and get it to hold in place. Or I wouldn't want to rivet anything, but you could definitely Velcro it in with some really thick Velcro. So AirTech airbox, it's good sturdy fiberglass. Just use it with your CVs or your TMR is probably your best bet. Makes it a lot easier to get in and out, and they seem to fit better. So get you a Simon Francis heat shield, and then you can actually run that up a little bit to where it backs up in there, especially when you don't have an airbox. Get you some kind of snorkel system made. You can probably figure that out from any hardware store. And sometimes I don't even run this top piece. I go with no top piece, just I'm trying to focus more and just make sure there's lots of forced air going into that carburetor area. All right, guys, hopefully that answers some of your questions. If there's anything else you want to know, just drop it in the comments, or if you go to one of our pages that we get on Facebook, just send me a message there or on my Instagram. All right, thanks.